Yeah, I'm just really proud of our guys for hanging in there. We had a couple tough stretches there in the game. I thought we got off to a good start, but just couldn't make free throws. And Zach had a couple, which should have been and ones, missed dunks, gets fouled, doesn't make free throws. So we were doing some good things and just weren't getting any points out of it. And we always want to be able to establish him and then kind of play through him and then play off of him. And we've really struggled shooting the basketball. And when we can do that and have a balance there, it really helps us and kind of puts the defense in a bind. But I thought our defense was pretty good. We liked our matchup with Zach on Tyler Wall, and we didn't have to give too much help there. And we were concerned about their three-point shooting, especially the way Asesian and Klessman have played, especially the way they played in the last game. We wanted to stay connected with them, and they got away from us too much in this game. But for our interior defense did a pretty good job on Crowell and Wall, and that's those guys should be commended for that. But with those guys, that matchup has been tough for us in the past, and so Zach kind of neutralized that for us and then dominated the glass. But I thought we hung in there. Fletch had a good game, but we got a response from a lot of people, and then had some breakdowns defensively, but did some really good things in the last 4 minutes of the game, making our free throws and getting stops.
Just a reminder, we got mics on both sides. Right up here, please.
Matt, it's been a rough stretch. To come out of the stretch as outright Big Ten champs,
right.
What's that mean for this program, and
right.
for what this team did for the entire Big Ten season?
Yeah, no question. We lose some really good players. We lose our whole backcourt plus our backup point guard also, and then more or less a starter in Trevion Williams. We lost 4 of our top 6 guys, and for us to be able to respond and really piece things together from day one with some young guys, David Jenkins that really gave us a lift this year, and then everybody else has got a little bit of an increased role. I think things kind of change as the season goes, and when you have a deep team, sometimes you don't play quite as much as you would like at times, and that's difficult. But our guys have been great. They're fun to coach, they're easy to coach, and our staff's done a good job of putting together a team. The one thing that comes, obviously you want to win a championship, and obviously Wisconsin won it last year, and it's the journey, and it's the things that you go through, and some of the tough things, and sometimes all the noise, you got to be able to either shut it out or use it as motivation. But you can't take it in, but you also can't take in the cheers. You got to be able to listen and be with each other, and that's enough. Because they'll take the fun out of it, they'll take the sting out of things, and our guys have been able to do that. And everybody's had a tough stretch this year. I don't care who you are, and hopefully we can kind of keep working through things and keep getting better and string together some wins.
Right back here, Coach.
I believe that Michigan-Illinois game ended late in the first half. Obviously, y'all wanted to kind of win, take care of your own business. But did any of y'all find out at halftime what the result of that game was, or were you assuming all the way along you had to win your way in?
I wish I could lie to you. I'm nosy though, that way. So, yeah, it's not nothing you talk to your team about. So it's not nothing. That isn't our goal is just to beat Wisconsin. Like that's hard enough. That's hard enough. The way they played, I thought those guys stepped up, and Klessman really played well and did some good things. But Chucky Hepburn, if you watched what happened to him, like I'm not a doctor or anything, but man, it looked painful. For him not to go back in the game and then be able to muster this up to come in here and compete, laying on the line for his team, like that's big time. That's big time. But no, it was just getting a win against them. We have a lot of respect for Wisconsin and how they roll, and a lot of similarities between the two programs.
Matt, Brandon Newman, good energy last game, gets the start tonight. I'm sure that something from last game kind of led to him starting tonight. But again, got some steals, got some easy buckets in the first half, and then his 2 clutch free throws in the end. You talk about guys who have had ups and downs. I think he kind of symbolizes that to a T. How big was he tonight? Just getting an opportunity and capitalizing.
Yeah, his energy in the last game, really, from a staff standpoint, we just thought like we needed that. We needed, someone going out there and just laying on the line, competing, and you saw that in the first half with a couple of those steals, and then he wanted that basketball at the end to shoot those free throws. He's not scared of that moment, and he wanted the ball. But no, it was good. You want a positive response. You want want guys now coming off the bench, and being energized, and you want the guys now starting to be energized. You want everybody to have a positive response. People don't look at it when you come off the bench right there, but sometimes, you can just kind of relax and play. And I thought we got some good things from everybody. It might not look like it, in the box score, but proud of Brandon. He's always stayed with it. He did it last year, and he's done it this year, and appreciate him hanging in there.
Chris, right up front here.
Coach, you mentioned your respect for the Badgers. What can you say about the kind of the hustle and the energy that they showed tonight
Yeah.
and that they bring to the table?
Yeah, well, they have a good balance. I think Wall is their glue, and he completes them. They have three really good guards that you got to deal with at all times. Krull is kind of that mismatch because he forces you. We go and put our 4 on him, but then if he backs you down, then we got to double, and they get away from it. And then Wall really drives and picks on people. He picks on mismatches. And, we thought tonight, we did it a little bit last year, not all the time. In that second game after they beat us at our place, and then when we came here, we had a little bit more success guarding by putting Zach on him even though they beat us. But no, they're resilient, man. They're tough dudes, and they're always going to fight. You're always going to have a game when you roll, especially when you come in here.
Right up front here, Coach.
Matt, you talked a little bit about Zach Edey's defense, especially late. He got that switch onto Hepburn, was able to challenge that shot.
Right.
How much better has he gotten on that end, and what was he able to affect today?
Yeah, tremendous. A couple of the ones when they ISO'd him, whatever, that was our guard's fault. Like you can't ISO if they're not penetrating through the free throw line. If they're not going downhill or they're going to the rim, you can't switch that off. So we switch those off when guys get aggressive. And now, you kind of get in no man's land. Pickett, kind of defined that for us because we made some mistakes in Philly when we guarded him, and we did a better job, at our place. But Zach's done a really good job, being able to play without fouling, being able to stay down, being able to challenge shots when he has to, and then, he just gets every rebound. It's hard. One of the main things we talk about is once he gets the rebound, those guys just kind of lurking at that time trying to get those steals. They didn't get any tonight, but they were close a couple times. But he's in all the areas that he struggled in, he's improved in all of them. Like you are who you are. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you stink on defense, he can get a little bit better, but you still stink. You know what I mean? Like, he's made big strides in ball screen defense. He's made big strides in post defense. He's made big strides passing the basketball. All the things that at the next level that, they kind of pick on him about, he's really worked and done a lot of, things on his own to help himself there. Everybody wants to, work on their moves and work on their shooting. Who wants to work on those other things? Well, those other things win games. And that's what he's done for us. Like, this wasn't a big time night for him. But, getting 19 rebounds and only having 2 turnovers, that's huge when you get the ball as much as he does.
Right here, Coach.
20 of 29 shooting inside the paint, but only 4 of 19 outside the paint. What did you like about the opportunities inside, obviously, with Zach, but also, did you think you got good looks from 3, or what did you think about those looks as well?
Yeah, obviously you know better after you watch tape. I thought we had a couple early that was forced. I thought Newman's right in front of their bench was forced to start the game. Outside of that, I liked our shots, and I know people that root for us think I'm, crazy when I say it all the time, but like, when you have guys that can shoot, man, you gotta believe in them. And you gotta believe in them on bad nights. And then that's hard for them, but they don't see them every day, and I do. Majority of these guys I recruited for 2 to 3 years, like, I took them because they could shoot. If they couldn't shoot, they wouldn't be there. And like, some people don't realize, well, he's 0 for 4. Well, he's got a bunch of makes coming his way in my eyes. And so, like, if you don't instill that in your guys, and I don't instill that just some dude at the mall just walking down the street, you know what I mean? I instill in a college basketball player that's got a scholarship that's earned it because he can make shots. And so, like, that balance for us is going to take us there, in my opinion. Now, maybe we go 4 for 19 in the NCAA tournament and get beat. Well, so be it. But I think we can put a string together and make a huge run, and I believe in our guys. Even like Brandon Newman. Brandon Newman can shoot. He's 0 for 5 today. So, I want to, just encourage him to keep taking those shots when they're open. Like, don't be result-based, be process-based.
We're gonna have 2 questions more for Coach, and go ahead, Jim.
Matt, back here, I know you have your own team to worry about, but I'm sure you've noticed that Wisconsin's had so many close losses this season. Have you had a season like that? Do you remember? And how do you get through it? Like, how do you?
Yeah.
When it keeps happening over and over.
Yeah, it's hard, because if you, like, I always looked at it when it was our team, like, and talking to them, like, if we weren't good enough, then why do we keep being in these games? So right away, you got to instill that in your team, that we are good enough. and we keep fighting. There's two things you gotta do. You gotta put yourself in position to do something, and you gotta do something. A lot of people just wanna talk in theory, like, why don't you do this, why don't you do that, like whatever. You gotta fight to get in position. Like, they fought to get in position tonight. We're one possession better. Does it make us better? No, not really. It makes us one possession better. But we've won a lot of these this year, where now when you lose a lot of these this year, there's a lot of soul searching. I've always talked to them, like, as a coach, I gotta be one possession better, and you gotta be one possession better, and everybody collectively be one possession better, and just keep working and being positive and helping each other out. Because it's the only way to give yourself a chance. Like right now, like, they gotta win their next game and go win the Big Ten tournament. And that's what they have to do. Like, that's, like, I just believe you gotta stay positive. They got the pieces, they can do it. I hope they don't beat Purdue. But like that's just the only way to go about it. Like, it's such a cynical world. Like, and for us and for where we are in this position, it's the way it is, man. If you can't handle it, like, you shouldn't be in this profession. I don't like it for them. I don't like it for Purdue's players. I don't like it for Wisconsin's players, because they hear it. What are they supposed to do? They grew up with it, man. And I didn't grow up with this. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, but I'm on it too, and you hear everything, and you're like, it's really hard when you get down to lift up, because so much things going on around them. But you just try to bring them in as much as possible, make sure no one's getting at each other, and everybody's staying positive. Because basketball is not a hard game, so the people around them are saying stuff. Whereas in football, like, that shit's difficult. Like, I watch a football game, I don't know what the hell's going on. Basketball, he's open to hit him, let him shoot it. And it's not that tough a game. It really isn't. And so, when you get in those ruts like that, it's tough. But, you're 2 wins from feeling good about yourself. And then now you can just get it going and, win a tournament and hopefully get in the NCAA tournament. But yeah, if you coach long enough, everybody goes through that, where, like, you think it's always you in those close games. And it gets down to a make or miss, right? It gets down to, we made a shot, they missed a shot. We win, we feel great, and they feel awful. Yeah, that's why you should teach 3rd grade or sell insurance.
Thanks, Coach. We're gonna let you go celebrate your championship.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.